Today we've got with us Marco Missinato. Is that how you pronounce your name?
Yeah, more or less, Missinato, but of course you have an accent.
Marco Missinato, and he's a composer. So we want to get to know, firstly, you know, how did you get into your work, and what is it you love about it?
Well, for me, actually, I don't even define it as work. For me, music has been always in my life since my very first day I can recall. Is the way for me to dissipate the illusion of separation, sounds and music. And so since I was little, I was always involved with, always had this desire to compose music, to create melodies, to hear melodies, in order to facilitate an ambient, a situation where people would feel oneness.
Right, yeah.
So that was really my visceral intent when I would come to music, and still it is today. But now, of course, it's much more sophisticated, the vision and the intent.
Wow, amazing! Yeah, yeah. Because it says in your on your page that I was reading that you say this: the more I allow myself to shift in a state of no mind, in which emotions are running freely, the more the melodies come through.
Exactly. Yes. The creation of melody. Okay, so let's back up for a moment. So in my perception, everything comes from sound.
Yes.
Everything that exists, it crystallizes first in a term of vibration on sounds. When sounds take place, people like me start to put together sounds in what we call melodies. The principle of melody, the process of melodies it's a very mysterious one. It's not something you can learn in school. In school, you can learn how to play a piano, how to arrange, how to program, how to produce. But when it comes to melody, it's just something that is come from your soul.
Yeah.
And so, yes, the more I step in a situation where the mind is not involved in the creative process, the more the melodies can come through. That's what I meant with that quotation.
Right, yeah, because you go on to say about that you haven't really got supporting education in music when you're talking about your dream. And I wonder if, you know, if, because my brother is a piano composer, organ composer, but he's gone the school route, you know, he went through grades 1 to 8 and then university and now doing a master's. And I actually was a little bit annoyed with him because I gave him an email address of someone in France I met who was friends with John Williams, you know, the Star Wars composer and everything. And he lost the email address and then went off to pay to do a master's course, 10,000. But I guess the question is, so would you say that education regarding music can put constraints on people playing music?
I think education in general is as it is today, this has been for many, many years, it is a program. It programs us. So it's not necessarily a bad thing, but you have to be extremely intelligent to absorb information that programs you and still maintain a high level of freedom in your creativity. It's very, very difficult.
Yes.
For me, I choose not to follow the educational system because even when I was a child, I felt a strong contraction intuitively. I felt that was not something I was supposed to do. So for me, being an educated musician wouldn't have not worked. But for other people, it might work. It depends how much in tune you are with your female energy.
Sure.
Which is the intuitive part of your system.
Yeah.
The more you're in tune with the female energy, the less you need somebody to tell you how to do things. Because that's what educational is. It's somebody decided that this is the right way to do music and this is not the right way to do music and I'm going to teach you the right way. But that rightness has been created by somebody down in the road. And it worked for that somebody. It might not work for you, it might work. That's something you will have to discern.
Everybody is unique, right?
Yes, exactly. Yeah, but that's I think it works for everything, not just music. For any situation, you have to establish yourself in terms of resonance. What is it that speak the truth to you? And most of the time, for me, is always going to the direct experience rather than go to somebody to tell me how to do things.
Yeah. Well, I'm with you on that one. I've been doing that for a number of years myself now, and it's far better than when I was in education and feeling suppressed and indoctrinated, for want of a better word. But, yeah, one of the things you say, which I thought was lovely in your dream. Do you mind if I read from your page?
No, absolutely not. Of course.
Okay, so let's see, where was I? It's here. In the dream, I see thousands of us coming from everywhere on earth, gathering around the music, fully embracing the love and the oneness, purging from the pure notes and the lovingly healing sounds of the many musical instruments.
Yes.
I see sacred geometry. I see sacred excuse me. I see sacred geometry shapes, breathtaking, ever-changing lights and colors, images of love, all blending and dancing together with the music, embracing both the players and the listeners, taking all of them into oneness.
Yes.
Yes. That's fantastic. It sounds almost like a psychedelic dream.
Yeah, that is literally, truly my dream since I was a little child, to bring the oneness and unity among the people and anything that exists, life, through the power of music. That's my deepest intent. Mm-hmm. When I mention sacred geometry, I mean the dissipation of sacred geometry, because that also is part of the matrix. So basically, with the sound, with the music, and with the melodies, we basically break all the matrix structures and get into this oneness where the polarity is not dancing anymore, and we are just united in one, and we understand that we are all one and everything is love. Mm-hmm. That's the ultimate dream. And I think music can achieve that when the artist has a 100% pure intent in his art.
Mm-hmm. And you said also that you enter a deep meditative state when you're creating your music, so that the higher frequencies come to you.
Yes, well, meditation basically is a situation where the mind is not involved in your experience.
The thinking mind.
What?
The thinking mind is not involved.
The thinking mind, of course. Yeah, basically the ego, yeah. Right? Mm-hmm. Because the ego is always concerned about past and future, and is constantly seeing things as separate. If you step out from that energy field and get into your in your belly, in your heart, in your soul, that's where you have a very fast conduit with source. And that's where you can grab information from higher dimensional reality, which is still you, but in a broader, higher level of appreciation. Uh-huh. And then from there, you can bring it here. This is what we are, all of us in the planet, came here to do. By exercising our own inner gifts and stepping into our heart and imagination, we connect with our higher non-physical self, and we bring into the third dimensional experience a much broader experience, so that we can expand what we have here. Yeah. So yes, that's exactly what I do with music, and it's something that is not just for a few elected special people. It's something that is available to all of us. We are all special and unique, right?
Yeah, there's genius within each and every one of us.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So in my own gift, which is music, I project into that vision the ultimate result.
Wonderful, yeah. Well, on that note, we're setting up something here called Global Freedom Festival. I don't know if JJ or Jean Marie have talked to you about it at all.
Say again, what did you say?
We're in the process here of arranging and sorting a Global Freedom Festival for either 2018 or 2019, depending on how the arrangement goes.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, have you been talking to Jean Marie about it?
We have just touched very briefly the subject. She sent me the material. I took a look at, but I'm very much looking forward to know more about it and see what I can do in order to support that event, because it sounds very genuine and very enlightening.
Yeah, well, it will be hopefully on sovereign lands all over the planet. So, you know, wherever you may be at the time, hopefully you can get to an event.
Yeah.
We'd love to have you play for us there.
Wonderful. Yes, absolutely. And I have to say, I'm not a player. I'm a composer.
Sure.
So I work behind the musicians.
Okay.
However, sometimes the situation require my presence on stage, and if in those cases I will do it. But usually I'm behind the scenes, providing melodies and supporting the miracles to happen.
Sure, similar to me then. I'm a filmmaker and I prefer to be behind the camera, not in.
Yes, okay. And filmmaker, talking about filmmaker, you know, there is a lot of visual that can be added to music. In fact, we are constantly looking for filmmakers to create videos and documentaries and all that kind of inspirational stuff, yes.
Well, sure, I'll send you my contacts after this.
Yes.
Maybe we can collaborate. That'll be brilliant. Yeah, I had a couple more questions for you. So if people wanted to know more about you and help you on your journey or compose with you, is that something you're open to? And how would they be able to find you and get in touch with you?
Oh, absolutely. Right now, the key word is communion. As long as we are in the same resonance, communion is the key word for all of us to co-create together. Because when we are isolated, it's very, very difficult because the density out there is really thick. And there's a lot of strong energy that pull you down and try to, stop you from what you want to do. But the more we are together in the same resonance, the more it's easy and empowering. So yes, absolutely. I'm always looking for collaborations. In fact, right now I am putting a new ad on my new project, Unfolding Secrets, Symphony of the Heart. And we are looking for event coordinators. We are looking for, of course, orchestras, choirs. We are looking for sound engineer, video makers, in order to make this tour. We want to do a tour everywhere in the world, basically, supporting peace and supporting oneness. So definitely you can, people can connect with me at my website, which is called journeyofimagination.com.
Journeyofimagination.com. Okay, and we'll put a link on that for you on this video, and then we'll show you the video before we put it out. Just make sure everything's fine with you.
Sure.
Yeah.
And of course, we also have an email, which is info@journeyofimagination.com.
Great. Okay. Yeah, we'll link that one too for you. And so have you got any great stories about projects you've been working on? I'm told that this ongoing project, as the title suggests, Unfolding Secrets.
Symphony of the Heart.
Symphony of the Heart. Yeah. Would you like to tell us a bit about this?
Oh, yeah, sure. Unfolding Secrets is my latest production. It involved the soprano, New York soprano singer Christine Hoffman. Is a wonderful soprano singer, and it involves a symphony and a choir. We have been testing the ground. We did a few concerts with the Symphonic Orchestra of Ecuador, and we did a Symphonic Orchestra concert in New York and one in Sedona, and it was very successful. So now we are ready for opening the door for a tour everywhere in the world. It's a 1 hour, as it is right now, it's a 1 hour meditative music. It's very intense. It really open up your heart to so that you can give yourself permission to feel all those emotions that are stuck within yourself. And that's what has to happen right now. We need to honor our emotions, and we need to go deep inside our subconscious, conscious, and unconscious in order to set free whatever emotion is blocked. And this symphony is called Symphony of the Heart because it's a heart-opening experience. It's a transformational experience. When we did the concert in Ecuador, at the end, everybody were crying, we were hugging each other. it was really a fantastic, beautiful experience.
Yeah. The power of music, bro.
Exactly. So yes, that's Unfolding Secrets. The next level will be an expansion of Unfolding Secrets, where we will add also a rhythm section. We will add also a sort of a band. Imagine an orchestra with a format like Pink Floyd playing together. That would be the next section, the next project that we are going to produce.
Oh wow, wonderful! And then in other projects you've done, have you collaborated with others that you might say that it's gone global, it's gone viral, and places that you might want people to check out some of your compositions before?
Yeah, I'm not sure what was the question. I'm sorry.
Oh, if you have previous projects that that are now made on video that people can go to view on the internet.
Oh yes, of course. I have Journey of Imagination. There's a session filled with videos of different projects, and I have a discography with about 15-20 albums of music. And then there is other interviews I've done, a documentary that I created on music, and where I speak about music, what music is, and what music can help us at this moment of our journey. How can it help us? So yes, all the information are in the website. Yes, absolutely.
On the website, and I think blogs as well, right? You write blogs.
I have a blog within the website, and I have a photography session and video session. And again, we have a discography. There's about 15-20 albums of material, and it's all available for free. You can listen to it for free. So we are working. We are not. This is not about accumulation of wealth, and it's not about fame. It's not about me becoming a famous artist. This is about providing a service for humanity from Mother Earth, with no ego involved. So everything is per donation. And everything is open, and if somebody wants to have the music and doesn't have the money, he can have it. The idea of property and ownership is gradually fading out from my system, because that too is part of the matrix. In reality, we don't own anything. We just have a privilege to through our gift to use some material and create some material, but that material is created for our own personal healing and also for the good of all.
Yeah. We don't take anything. We don't bring anything with us into the world, and we don't leave with anything aside from our experience and our memories. And that's the music, the joy that we experienced along the way. So that's wonderful. Yeah, I think on that note, I should ask you, obviously you're kind of leaving the system behind, the financial system, and setting out to give all of this away for free. But you must need funding for your work. How do you?
Yes, we are in an interesting situation right now where. The old is crumbling, but the new is not quite there yet. So we are in an in-between phase, and in this in-between phase, money is still an important and valuable factor. Mm-hmm. So yes, we of course are looking for finances. However, we are looking for individuals that have not expectations, the typical business expectations, where they want to manipulate information in order to induce people to the purchase.
Right.
We don't want that. We want somebody people that just donate money, and with that money we can create and give as much as possible. That's the idea.
Sure. So like philanthropically.
Yes.
Yeah. That's great to hear. That's what we're trying to do where we are here in Holland, in the Netherlands, at the Synergy Hub. So we're creating all new systems. It's quite a daring project, but new social architecture, environmental projects, water projects, new technology, which will kind of create the new internet. Moving from, I noticed one of your blogs was about recovering the whole through fractals. Yes, and our technology here is based in fractals and holons, so it's silo busting. Silos listening
and if your institution, if your community needs music, you are most welcome. If my music can be of service, you can always use it. That's not a problem.
That would be wonderful. Yeah, I think we need more music here. We're trying to fit the building up with more rooms for healing and music and meditation and all sorts of things that people can come and heal with.
That's great. Wonderful.
Yeah, and I think I wanted to read one or two more things that I read on your page.
Yes.
So one of them was this, which is I see such experience. I'm guessing you're talking of your dream, your dream with the music coming and healing everybody. So, and you say, I see such experience happening over and over again through the many cities and locations of the planet, illuminating and bringing the experience of love and oneness, opening millions of hearts everywhere in the world.
Yes. Yes. Well, basically, yes. That's a very precise vision that I always record in my dreams, and it's exactly what is happening right now. You see, what is happening is that we have 7 billion people, and most of these people are still completely identified with the system. And the system is crumbling right now. So there will be a time where many people will be lost. There will be, people that don't know anymore what is real, what is not real.
It's happening now.
It's happening right now, exactly. And that's where people like me and hundreds and thousands of people, we are many in the planet, will be very much busy, in demand, because we will literally kind of help the masses to find a deeper connection and start to look within themselves, because they've been trained to look always outside of themselves for the answer.
Yeah, absolutely.
And to look inside, they take a level of the responsibility that scare a lot of people. So the arts, the music can a little bit support that very scary process for many.
Yeah.
And that's the vision. I can see this recording in every city in the world, and that's basically what it's all about.
And then it goes on to say, I also see how the experience creates large streams of abundance in support of the children and our Mother Earth healing. Yes.
Yes, this is basically what we're going to do. We are basically teaming up with Mother Earth. Mother Earth right now is in a correction mode, is correcting what needs to be corrected in order to go back to our original blueprint. And in order to do that, it needs us. It needs our responsibility on looking inside us and find out what are we special about, because that specialness, which we all have, is very needed right at this moment to take responsibility for this specialness and to take action. So, particularly taking action. That's the last part of the equation that many people lack. They don't take action. They are aware of many things, but they don't go for the action.
Yeah, there's still that blockade. We were having the same conversation with someone last night who was saying, but I need to pay my bills. I need to, I need to survive. And how do you just leave the system? It's really difficult. But I found, just for myself, I'm sure you may have found the same thing. Lots of people here have. That is that when you take the plunge and you get out of the system as much as you can, the universe it opens its doors and it does support you. There are other ways. And that's what's needed. The system itself, in my mind, is totally broken and needs to be completely transformed, transmuted, changed absolutely from the ground up.
Yes. And I wrote this in my about section, where I wrote that basically we have the devices that we have in this physical journey is our heart and our imagination. Because 99% of what comes from the outside world is either manipulation, or it's a lie, or it's small pieces of truth, but fused with a lot of deceptions. And that's, in a way, is valuable for us because it pushes us to raise up our level of discernment, the ability to discern what is real from what is not. And we can do that only by focusing on our heart and our imagination. And the only truth external device that we have is nature, to connect with nature, connect with the trees, with the ocean, with the clouds, with the country, the forest, whatever
Yeah.
the animals.
Mm.
Those are the portals, our creative imagination, our heart and soul and nature. And I will add also to that the art of making love, or love making. Love making also, when it's pure, can open up to our higher self, our higher.
Yes, I was reading your blog, so that was about being the true mirror of someone else.
Yes.
Yeah, you explain a little bit about that, please.
Say again. I'm sorry.
Oh, please do explain a little bit about this being the true mirror for someone. You know, when you're making love and you're doing it purely.
Yes, well, the reason why a female and a male get together, or a male, a female for some people, is because we become mirror of each other. Is the only reason why we do this is to create an inner expansion, a more higher level of awareness of what we are by looking at our mirror. And there is no more powerful mirror than our lovers, because with our lovers we open up completely. Not all people have the ability to do that, but that's the intent, to find little by little the courage to open up. And the more you open up to your female or male companion, the more the mirror can show you what needs to be done for you to go to the next level. So right. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. The lovemaking is one of the other devices that we have available right now. However, there is a lot of deprogramming that has to be done in that department, because the art of lovemaking has been infected with so much deception and misleading informations, particularly from the religion system, from the educational system, even from our families, but not maliciously, but they give us shame. Sometimes they give us guilt. What is right and what is wrong is very messed up. So we really need to tap into our inner source in order to find out the truth, and then apply that inner soul communication into the direct experience, and then get to the result ourselves most of the time.
Yeah, well, I certainly hear what you're saying. As a British man, you know, the sense of shame that people carried around is palpable. You can see it with British people, especially.
Well, yeah, I think it's the whole world is filled with the shame. They had to. We are human beings are so incredibly powerful, and when there is no way that you can convince a man or a woman that just made love and had a wonderful orgasm to go and kill somebody in a war. There is no way. Energetically, it will not happen. So in order for them to keep the war going, which is the way how they keep the control, they have to demolish our ability as lovers, as many other things they have to do. But that was one powerful one. They have to shut down the female energy, and in order to put us in a mental situation. So that now sexuality is mental. It's all about always about pornography, or is how your shape of the body is, or how you move your body, or what you say. It's all mental. It's not anymore coming from your inner world, right? So, but back to music. Music also can help facilitating the reactivation of the female energy. So it's all come together, really.
Yeah. Well, and dancing. I was lucky
dancing, absolutely.
Yeah, I was lucky enough to travel South America for a year, and having come from England, where people are very robotic and rigid and don't dance unless they have a lot to drink or other things, then you know they're very, very rigid, very robotic. But over in South America, everybody is playing music and dancing. It's very colourful. You know, the houses are all different. This, I think, makes a big difference too. Is that, again, it's art and music, the same force for good. The houses in South America are all beautiful, different colours. You know. In England, they're all the same colour, very dull, very grey. Over there, everything was more vibrant, dancing, laughing, pure, simple things about life, rather than the stresses of the Western world.
Well, yes, the Western world is completely taken. Basically, everybody are running. Most of the people don't really know where they are going, really. they are caught up in the run and they are constantly distracted. You know, the system is really good on creating distractions. Whether it's you have to work, or you have to watch the soccer game, or you have to celebrate Christmas, or you have to go to vacation, or you have to pay taxes, or there is a war, or there is a terrorism attack, but it's constantly distracting you so that you're constantly busy in the survival, because we are not really living, we are surviving.
Yeah.
And we are constantly trying to fulfill the continuous demands of the system, which never ends and never gets you there, with the idea that one day, once I make it, I will be happy. All this is all an hallucination, and it never worked, and it's crumbling right now.
I'm sure you're familiar with Alan Watts, the wonderful Alan Watts.
Oh yes, of course.
Yeah,
of course.
and he did for anyone listening, he did a very beautiful piece on YouTube. It's a couple of minutes long, and it's called "Music Is Life." And Alan Watts is the name of the guy. Yeah, and it's saying exactly what you just said. You know, this whole idea of here, kiddie, through school, through university, through the job, that, you know, this happiness is going to come eventually when you've got your house, your car, your family, your picket fence. But it's a dreadful hoax. It's a dreadful hoax. And we missed the point all along. The life is the journey, and the point is to sing and to dance.
Absolutely, of course. I agree, totally, 100%.
Yeah, well, you know, this is part of the process for everyone. I'm still in that British state of not being able to move freely with my body because of the way I felt, you know, growing up. That it wasn't accepted. It wasn't promoted. It wasn't encouraged. And so, you know, every day of my life, I'm trying to recover aspects of myself that were lost through that programming. Yeah.
Yes. So the game is constantly finding programs, recognize them, and then letting go. Finding a program, recognizing and letting go. So constantly looking within ourselves and see how, when we enter in reaction or we enter in a defensive mechanism, that's a sign that there is something in us that is blocking. And that's where we have to really go inside ourselves and figure out, why am I responding to this situation in this way rather than this way? Why this trigger me, this anger or this fear or this insecurity? You know? And that's the work we have to do. And it's not anymore the idea of spending hours and hours, months and years in therapeutic section. Right now we are in a moment that is so vibrant, but already the recognition already kind of moves things up very fast, and it won't take as long as it used to be in the 70s, in the 80s, in the 90s, you know. So that's very exciting. But we have to have the humbleness in ourselves to step out from the game of victim and blaming.
Yeah.
Because that's what we do, victim and blaming, constantly point the finger against, oh, he did that to me. I'm not happy because he did that to me. And we need to get rid of that conversation and start to take responsibility and start to look inside ourselves.
Absolutely, yeah. So one of the things I find that happens quite often is that people in their friendship groups, with their peers, they police each other. You know, so it's like as you were saying, the system constantly keeps you distracted. And even your friends will say, you know, when you perhaps have a midlife crisis, which I would actually say is more like a midlife awakening, that you should be busy, you should go back to work, you should do this, you should do that. But anything just not to think, not to think with the self. What is the self?
That's why I call my website Journey of Imagination. I remember when I created that website, I was looking for a name, and in my mind there was the name Joy. But then I said, okay, Journey of Imagination is fine. And then later on, I was so incredibly surprised when I found out, when I abbreviate Journey of Imagination, comes out Joy.
Right.
So that was an incredible synchronistic event. But that's to tell you that we need to follow our joy. Joy is really it's like the light that shows us where to go. Yeah. Of course, we need to discern what is joy, because many people think that they confuse joy with anxiety sometimes. So we need to really figure out what joy is for us, and that's the work that we need to do right now.
Yeah, yeah. And music is one of the most ingenious ways of doing so, right? It's a universal language of love.
Absolutely. Music, again, it dissipates the illusion of separation. And once that separation is gone, then you can see really, really clearly who we really are. We can really start to remember who we really are, which is we are the God and the goddess that the religion wants to sponsor is outside of us, is really us, you know.
Yeah. Do you have any instinct on what is happening in the pop music realm?
The music industry is completely corrupted. It's mostly mental. It's created to involve particularly the young people into a mental virtual world, like also video games and other factors. There is not well, there are exceptions, but when you turn on the radio, you listen to the mainstream music. The music is not is manufactured to create and facilitate certain mental responses, but it doesn't do not even 1% of what music really can do. The organic music is a completely different experience. So we need to also apply discernment in what kind of music we listen, because most of the music out there is manipulated by the industry, and the industry is controlled by the system.
Yeah.
So it's quite evil. Even the words are pursuing virtual sexuality that is very deceiving. They're pursuing also this fake false love, which is not love but is neediness. So I need you to be happy. That's a message, a common message in most of the songs, you know. So you are responsible for my happiness. Without you, I cannot live. How many songs there are like that, you know? And we need to communicate new lyrics with higher level of content that is more in line with what people need to hear today.
Oh, I agree. I agree wholeheartedly. I think it's as well as just lyrics and music, you know, the language that we use every day, the words that we use in our conversations sometimes can have such a powerful effect.
Absolutely, absolutely. And that's why the industry is so polluted with the deceiving vibration. Also, the frequency are very dark. Most of the time, they're very dark. They're very shallow and very dark, and they're filled with the symbolic messages that respond to darkness. Yes.
Yeah, the whatever you want to call it, the Illuminati or
yes, all that. Yes. So in my personal journey with music, of course I'm open to connect with the record company, but it has to be a record company that has completely different parameters.
Yeah.
The usual record companies I won't even look at them.
No. Don't sell your soul.
Yeah,
Well, that's great, Marco. I'll let you get on. Thanks very much for talking with us this morning.
Thank you.
We've got a friend here to say hello to you quickly.
Oh, okay.
Marco, it's Jean Marie. I just want to
Hi.
tell you how happy I am that you're here. It's just beautiful. You got beautiful words, and I just love you to death.
Thank you. I love you very much, Jean Marie. I never met you, but I already feel that I love you so much. Thank you for allowing me to be here with you guys. I really appreciated your time. And anytime you need music or you need support or you need a communication, just you know how to find me now.
Oh, brilliant, Marco. Thanks very much for that. And you're also very welcome here anytime you like at Rotterdam.
Okay. Yes, absolutely. We'll chat more about your project in the future.
Brilliant. Okay. Thanks very much, Marco. Have a great day and speak again soon.
Thank you, Marco.
Thanks. Bye-bye.